भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानजानशालाकस्य चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमां विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिनिति नाम्ने। नमा आचार्यपदाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरकथा धामदाय नगरप्रान्तारिणे। नमां विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नाम्ने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण.
Hare
So we're
Krishna
going to start
Mataji.
11th chapter, the universal form of the Lord. So that's very exciting because it's Krishna showed his form, and that is made up of all material things in the world. So it's for those who are not yet got a full faith in the spiritual, then they can understand that yes, Krishna is there in the material world as well. Arjuna uvacha mad anugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma samgnitam yat tvayuktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. Arjuna said, by my hearing the instructions you've kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now dispelled. Has your illusion dispelled after hearing 10 chapters of Krishna's? Arjuna is saying that. He said that after hearing his instructions about all these confidential subject matters, his illusion has been dispelled. So, of course, Arjuna is on a totally different league. And for him, this just 40 minutes of Bhagavad Gita was enough for him to completely understand everything. We are not like that.
Took
But
just
somewhat,
40 minutes, Mataji.
yeah, not with the purports and all that, or just the translation. I mean, just the slokas alone.
Oh, yes.
40 minutes to 1 hour, that's all the conversation was.
Yes, Mataji.
Now, so this chapter reveals Krishna as the cause of all causes. So, Krishna told Arjuna that he, with a single spark of his energy, he pervades and supports the entire universe. So, in the last chapter, right, the last verse, so Arjuna wants to see that all-pervasive form of the Lord. That is the universal form. That is why Krishna showed the universal form, because Arjuna wanted to see. He said that I'm pervading everywhere. That means he must be having a form, isn't it? Because everything is situated in him. So that's why he wanted to see. Arjuna's illusion is over, and he understands Krishna is the source of everything. Because so much he has explained in detail how all the opulences in this material world is all just an indication of him. Everything is situated on his body. So, seeing this material world, he is fully convinced that Krishna is the cause of everything in this material world. At least he can see that. So, he wants to see that form. This chapter reveals Krishna as the cause of all causes. He is even the cause of Mahavishnu, from whom the material universes emanate. Krishna is not an incarnation. He is the source of all incarnations. That has been completely explained in the last chapter. Now, as far as, yeah, please. Now, as far as Arjuna is concerned, he says that his illusion is over. This means that Arjuna no longer thinks of Krishna as a mere human being, as a friend of his, but as the source of everything. Arjuna is very enlightened and is glad that he has such a great friend as Krishna. But now he is thinking that although he may accept Krishna as the source of everything, others may not. So, in order to establish Krishna's divinity for all, he is requesting Krishna in this chapter to show his universal form. Actually, when one sees the universal form of Krishna, one becomes frightened like Arjuna. But Krishna is so kind that after showing it, he converts himself again into his original form. Arjuna agrees to what Krishna has several times said. Krishna is speaking to him just for his benefit. So Arjuna acknowledges that all this is happening to him by Krishna's grace. He is now convinced that Krishna is the cause of all causes and is present in everyone's heart as the super soul. So it's lack of knowledge and, in ignorance and wishful thinking are desires that makes us not understand that Krishna is the cause of all causes. One thing is, we don't have this knowledge. Krishna is explaining even to Arjuna. The other thing is, we don't want to know that. We don't want, most people, they want to be in ignorance only. I don't want to know about Krishna. Because if I know about Krishna, then I can't pretend that I'm God, right? So that's why. That's why most people don't want to. We're saying this is the truth. Please come and listen. No, we don't want. So that seems very illogical, right? Everywhere people are interested in getting knowledge and all that. But this knowledge, not everyone is eager to get. And most people want only that little knowledge by which, Krishna can protect them and give them material happiness, nothing more than that. Please don't tell us what's our eternal relationship, what is the spiritual world, don't tell all that. They are afraid. But this is the truth. So Arjuna is very happy to hear that. Source of the appearance and disappearance of the material world. Arjuna wanted to know in detail of Krishna's glories in chapter 10, but Krishna gave only 82 examples. So Krishna is unlimited and 82 is a small number for him. So Arjuna wanted to see in detail his form that has entered the cosmic manifestation. In detail means so many more things. Everything he wanted to see in one place. He was not satisfied with only getting 82 examples of Krishna's presence. To convince others of his divinity, not for himself. That is why. For us, so that we will still not believe, okay, maybe there are some great things, but that doesn't mean Krishna is a supreme or is everywhere. Criteria for future incarnations, because future incarnations in Kali Yuga, there are so many. So many men claim to be God. So if anybody claims to be God, we should say, please show us your universal form. Can we please see it? Give us divine. Suppose they say you can't see it because it's divine. You say, please give us divine eyes so that we can see your divine form. That is why he wanted. That is one thing, And in the universal form, he showed everybody, all the devatas. And so nobody can refute and say, oh, it's your imagination that Krishna is the supreme. But who else has shown the universal form? Text 2. Bhavapyayau hi bhutanam shrutau vistaraso maya tvattah kamalapatraksha mahatmyam apichavyayam. O lotus-eyed one, I've heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity and have realized your inexhaustible glories. Arjuna addresses Lord Krishna as lotus-eyed. Krishna's eyes appear just like the petals of a lotus flower out of his joy. So Krishna has assured him in the previous chapter, Aham Krishnasya Jagataha Prabhavaha Pralayastata. I'm the source of the appearance and disappearance of this entire material manifestation. Arjuna has heard of this from the Lord in detail. Arjuna further knows that in spite of his being the source of all appearances and disappearances, he is aloof from them. As the Lord has said in the 9th chapter, he is all pervading, yet he is not personally present everywhere. That is the inconceivable opulence of Krishna, which Arjuna admits that he has thoroughly understood. So everything is resting on his energy, but he is not personally present there. And that is the difficulty in understanding, right? That how is it that everything is in him, but he is not in everything? He is also spread everywhere as the Paramatma. So in the spiritual manifestation, he is everywhere. But the matter is, it doesn't represent Krishna. It is his external energy. So everything that is internal, he is there personally in the form of in his internal energy. Whatever is internal energy in this world, that is Krishna himself. For example, Paramatma in our heart, that is Krishna himself. But if you see all matter, material things, that is also Krishna's energy, but Krishna is not in that. The computer, that is not Krishna, but it is connected with Krishna because it is energy of Krishna. So like that. So Arjuna is completely understood. And so Krishna is aloof from them because he is internal energy. So he is not attached to his external energy. Evam etad yatathatvam atmanam parameshwara drashtum ichchami te rupam aishwaram purushottama. So, O greatest of personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see you. I want to see that form of yours. So the Lord said that because he entered into the material universe by his personal representation, the cosmic manifestation has been made possible and is going on. Now, as far as Arjuna is concerned, he is inspired by the statements of Krishna. But in order to convince others in the future who may think that Krishna is an ordinary person, Arjuna desires to see him actually in his universal form, to see how he is acting from within the universe, although he is apart from it. Arjuna, as addressing the Lord as Purushottama, is also significant, since the Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is present within Arjuna himself. Therefore, he knows the desire of Arjuna, and he can understand that Arjuna has no special desire to see him in his universal form. For Arjuna is completely satisfied to see him in his personal form of Krishna. But the Lord can understand also that Arjuna wants to see the universal form to convince others. Arjuna did not have any personal desire for confirmation. Krishna also understands that Arjuna wants to see the universal form to set a criterion. For in the future, there would be so many imposters who would pose themselves as incarnations of God. The people, therefore, should be careful. One who claims to be Krishna should be prepared to show his universal form to confirm his claim to the people. So various reasons. And we see what are all the points here. Arjuna is not proud, admits his limitations as a living entity in not understanding Krishna or in the ability to see his form. So that's the first thing. He didn't act like, these Mayavadis and the impulseless. They don't want to bow down to anyone or even pray to God and all that. I myself am Narayana, so I'll just sit and meditate and I'll be God. But here he doesn't say that. He says, "Oh, greatest of all personalities, oh, supreme form, though I see you before me in your actual position as you've described yourself." So he's not able to see that form which Krishna has described himself, and humbly is requesting him. And he does not order Krishna, but begs for Krishna's mercy to see the universal form. We can't, some people say, "Oh, if there is God, why doesn't he show himself to us?" So Prabhupada said, why you just because you challenge, he'll come before you? You have to be qualified to see him. And the qualification is this: we humbly request him, beg for Krishna's mercy to see the universal form. Arjuna calls Krishna Yogeshwara, the master of all mystic power. No, that is in the next thing. Okay. Here, evam etad yathatvam Atmanam Parameshwara Drashtumichami Te Rupam Aishwaram Purushottamam. So he's very desirous of seeing it, and he begs him. He's very humble. I'm not able to see Krishna. And so that is our eternal relationship. One day we are not going to emerge by doing all tapasya and becoming perfect. One day we're not going to be as good as God and just, walk around. That is Mayavadi's hope, that I'll also be as good as God. I'll be God in myself. I'll merge in the Brahma Jyoti and I don't have to serve anyone. I'll just be there without serving anyone. I'm the greatest. But that is simply a hallucination. We have to come to terms with the fact that, because in forgetfulness, everybody's hoping like that. I'll be the greatest. One day I'm going to conquer this and that, and I'm going to be a great person, and the whole world will be under my feet. This is their hope. And all such ambitions are simply a reflection of the desire to be Krishna, to be like him. I'm the greatest and everything. I'm the most intelligent, I'm the smartest, and I'm the most beautiful. Like that, everybody's got a desire. And if you then Krishna, but Arjuna is very humble. He doesn't think all that. And he says, Manyase yadi tat sakyam maya drashtum iti prabho yogeshwara tato me tvam darshayatmanam avyayam. If you think that I'm able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. So so Arjuna calls Krishna Yogeshwara, the master of all mystic power. Nothing is impossible for him. So he's saying it is not a question of John being able to show. You can show. But if you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, then you show it to me. So he can, and he's saying that you can enable, you got all mystic power. So he can enable him to see the universal form. And Krishna is not obliged to reveal himself unless one surrenders fully in Krishna consciousness and engages in devotional service. So surrender. Arjuna could understand that for a living entity, it's not possible to understand the unlimited, infinite. If the infinite reveals himself, then it's possible to understand the nature of the infinite by the grace of the infinite. The word Yogeshwara is also very significant here because the Lord has inconceivable power. If he likes, he can reveal himself by his grace, although he is unlimited. Therefore, Arjuna pleads for the inconceivable grace of Krishna. It does not give Krishna orders. Krishna is not obliged to reveal himself unless one surrenders fully in Krishna consciousness and engages in devotional service. Thus, it is not possible for persons who depend on the strength of their mental speculations to see Krishna. You can't imagine I'm seeing Krishna. Some people will say, that day I saw one beautiful golden light and somebody came and touched me. It's all their hallucination in the mind, mental speculation. When Prabhupada was there, one Mataji was saying, Prabhupada, when I'm chanting, no, I see a red light. And she thought Prabhupada will say, wow, you saw almost God or something. And he said, don't worry, keep chanting and it will go away. It must have come as a big blow to her because she thought this red light that she was seeing, something, Krishna is showing something to her. Actually, that's just an imagination. Some people fantasize like that, imagine that they saw this and saw that.
It happens with me also, Mataji. Sometimes when I'm chanting, I feel somebody touching me on top of my head and all that, actually. But then no one's there after I open my eyes.
It could be your desire expressing in the form, some mental thing, but it's not, Krishna touching us will come after much, much tapasya.
Yeah, that is actually there in my desire, Mataji. He should touch me on my head and bless me and all. I hope so.
Achha, maybe he made you feel like that.
Yeah. So sometimes they say that what you desire, that you'll feel like it's hallucinating in front of you. What you feel, you always keep thinking about it. That's why you're seeing it. That's what.
So that is the first thing we have to understand. that we can only plead with him, we cannot order him. We can't say, oh Krishna, if you're really there, so come before me. Why you're not appearing? Yeah, in the beginning, many devotees may think like that, oh Krishna, I'm just wanting to see you, please come before me. He doesn't come like that. We have to become surrender to him first. Then out of his costless mercy, he will reveal. He can reveal himself by his grace. Only he is fully independent. When he decides, he will reveal. So we have to wait for that time. That's the only thing. Otherwise, Bhakti Yoga is very simple. Anytime it can happen. It can happen this moment. Suddenly Krishna appears. Who can stop him? And if he gives us the vision to see him, we can see him. But it's completely, he is independent. We can't predict. Even the Guru cannot say when we'll be liberated. It's all up to Krishna. When you can see Krishna, that he doesn't know. Krishna only knows. He's fully independent. So that's why we should wait for the mercy of Krishna. Okay. 11.5. Okay, next slide. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Pashyame Partha Rupani Shatasota Sahasrasha Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varna Kriti Nicha. You can see that universal form there. Krishna showing his form and everything situated in him. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences. So who all are sons of Pritha? He calls him Partha, right? Who all are Partha? Is only Arjuna
The
Partha?
Pandavas, Mataji.
Not all the Pandavas.
Arjuna.
Only the first three sons, because Nakul and Sahadev were Madhuri's sons.
Yes. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of varied, divine and multicolored forms. He's showing those multicolored forms to Arjuna. He is just so tiny there, and the Lord has just expanded himself across the sky to show his universal form. Arjuna wanted to see Krishna in his universal form, which although a transcendental form is just manifested for the cosmic manifestation, it's temporary. It's transcendental, but temporary, because only when the material world is manifested, this universal form will be there. As the material nature is manifested and not manifested, similarly, this universal form of Krishna is manifested and non-manifested. It's not eternally situated in the spiritual sky like Krishna's other forms, spiritual forms. As far as the devotee is concerned, he is not eager to see the universal form. But because Arjuna wanted to see Krishna in this way, Krishna reveals this form. This universal form is not possible to be seen by any ordinary man. Krishna must give one the power to see it. So that is the thing. We cannot just see, oh, it's not that everyone in the battlefield saw this universal form. Whoever Krishna gave vision to, they could see. Paschadityan vasun rudran ashvinao marutastata bahuni adrishta purvani pashyaschani bharata. O best of the Bharata, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. Imagine, so kind he is, right, to Arjuna, special. Hundreds and thousands of very divine and multicolored forms. And who are they? Adityas. First he's telling all the lesser demigods. So Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all the other demigods. All of them were there in his form. Even though Arjuna was a personal friend of Krishna and the most advanced of learned men, it was still not possible for him to know everything about Krishna. Here it is stated that humans have neither heard nor known of all these forms and manifestations. Now Krishna reveals these wonderful forms. So even for all the people that time, it was something new. So even for Arjuna, it was not possible for him to know everything about Krishna. So now Krishna is going to reveal these forms first to Arjuna and through him to the whole world. Ihaikastam Jagat Krishnam Pashyadhya Characharam Mama Dehe Gudakesha Yachanya Drashtumichasi. O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see, and whatever you want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. No one can see the entire universe while sitting in one place. Even the most advanced scientists cannot see what's going on in other parts of the universe. But a devotee like Arjuna can see everything that exists in any part of the universe. Krishna gives him the power to see anything he wants to see, past, present, and future. Thus, by the mercy of Krishna, Arjuna is able to see everything. So that okay, hundreds and this is the description. Hundreds and thousands of very divine and multicolored forms were there. So many forms within the universal form of Krishna. All the great devatas, Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and others, and unlimited living beings had all, I mean, he could see them. Never before seen or heard of before different partial form shown to Duryodhana. So the description of the universal form is there. How everybody is there. All the great devatas like Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and others, and unlimited living beings, never before seen or heard of before. Different and never before seen or heard of before. So that is another thing. And different partial forms shown to Duryodhana. Past, present, and future, Arjuna could see sitting in one place. That's the amazing thing. He was just sitting there in his chariot and he could see everything all over the universe. Krishna gives Arjuna divine eyes to see the universal form as Arjuna, as he's used to only tasting the sweet personal form of Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji, how come Krishna showed partial form also at least to Duryodhana? Duryodhana was
What?
adharmi. Duryodhana was adharmi, no Mataji, but he is not fit to see even partial form also. But how come Lord showed?
Just to get him to have faith in Krishna, because see, he's just treating Krishna as an ordinary person. He didn't even give any weightage to what Krishna was telling him. Imagine Krishna went as a messenger. He took the very humble position of Yudhishthir Maharaj and he carried the message and he told Duryodhan that you just give them 5 villages. What's the harm? You rule everything, just 5 villages you give them, then we can stop the war. But he refused because he didn't have any faith in Krishna. He thought he was not God. Why I should listen to him? And so Krishna showed his universal form just to tell him that I'm God. And I'm not going to, I mean, have faith in what I say. But Duryodhan, he also had some mystic powers. So he thought, I also have. So he must be having something which hardly matters. So he thought that he could conquer him.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Mataji.
Hmm?
Yes, Mataji.
What?
You were saying something. So the Krishna showed the form to him just to show that he's God, so that the door can be stopped, right? I'm God, so you please listen to me, like that.
To Duryodhan, yes. So Duryodhan, I'm God, so you better listen to me. But then Duryodhan didn't, he just went to attack that form. He's really foolish, isn't it? Yes. And so everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. And he's giving him divine eyes. He's saying, Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. So Krishna, of course, in the 8th distinct verse, he will say it more explicitly. Natumam sakshaye drashtum anenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshu pashyame yogam aishwaram. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. So that also, he knows he cannot see him. So he's giving him divine eyes. A pure devotee does not like to see Krishna in any form except his form with two hands. A devotee must see his universal form by his grace, not with the mind, but with spiritual eyes. So this is what we try to imagine Krishna. No, that is no use. Okay, you can think. Just it may help us to keep our mind fixed, but that is not real Krishna. To see the universal form of Krishna, Arjuna is told not to change his mind, but his vision. Universal form of Krishna is not very important. That will be clear in subsequent verses. Yet because Arjuna wanted to see it, the Lord gives him the particular vision required to see that universal form. That is because devotees who are attracted by Krishna are attracted by loving features, not by a godless display of opulences. The playmate, right? Even to have a friend, we don't want somebody who's, we can't, like someone who's very, very, I say, like, um, mm, someone who's like, it can happen, of course, but still, you feel um, somebody who's always like a leader or he's always doing something or the other, then you feel, oh, he's not very close to me. You think, or, he's got a big position or something, then you feel, I can't go so close to him. But if he is just casual and, just like that, he doesn't put on any airs and he doesn't say I'm this and I'm that, then it becomes easy to relate with him. So that is why they want to see Krishna in the loving features, not by a godless display of opulences. The playmates of Krishna, the friends of Krishna, and the parents of Krishna never want Krishna to show his opulences. And Krishna also enjoys it like that because he just wants pure love from them. They're so immersed in pure love that they do not even know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In their loving exchange, they forget that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that the boys who play with Krishna are all highly pious souls. And after many, many births, they're able to play with Krishna. Such boys do not know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They take him as a personal friend. So just imagine how much, here also we try to take him Krishna as an ordinary. That is not, so that is out of ignorance. But here this is Yoga Maya, where Krishna makes them forget that he is the supreme. And instead they're so much attracted to Krishna's personal features. They just want to have relationship with him. And Krishna is giving Arjuna divine eyes to see the universal form, as Arjuna, as he is used to only tasting the sweet personal form of Krishna. That's why. So after this, that is later, that is in 11 point, no, that's in 11.8. That is a divine eyes to see. as he is used to only tasting the sweet personal form of Krishna. That is, he'll come back from the universal form to his sweet form as Krishna. Okay, text 9. Sanjay uvacha evam uktva tato rajan mahayogeshwaro harihi darshayam asa partaya paramam rupam aishwaram. Sanjaya said, O king, having spoken thus, the supreme lord of all mystic power, the personality of God, is displayed his universal form to Arjuna. Now is going to be the description of that universal, what Arjuna saw. Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, Anekad Buddha Darshanam, Aneka Divya Bharanam, Divyani Kodyata Yudham. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths. Where is the picture? Unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all pervading, all expanding. In these two verses, the repeated use of the word many indicates that there was no limit to the number of hands, mouths, legs, and other manifestations Arjuna was seeing. These manifestations were distributed throughout the universe, but by the grace of the Lord, Arjuna could see them while sitting in one place. That was due to the inconceivable potency of Krishna. So Arjuna the description is there, what he saw. So many, unlimited mouths means unlimited bodies, not simply mouth. So unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. And the form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. So these manifestations were distributed throughout the universe. But by the grace of the Lord, Arjuna could see them while sitting in one place. That was due to the inconceivable potency of Krishna. So actually, when one becomes a devotee of Krishna, Krishna makes everything come, we don't have to go hunting for that. Okay, be there. I will show you this. I will give you this. Krishna doesn't want us to unnecessarily take efforts in the wrong direction. Whatever right direction, yes, he makes us this thing. So all was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. Actually, what was that pastime I wanted to share about Arjuna? Okay, when I remember it. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yugapad Uttitha Yadi Ba Sadrishi Sasyad Bhashastasya Mahatmanam. If hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise, SUN, suns were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. So the description is there, the thousands of suns. Imagine one sun itself, we are not able to see properly. Our eyes blink and we can't, and it's bad also to directly see the sun. But if thousands of such suns were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. What Arjuna saw was indescribable. Yet Sanjay is trying to give a mental picture of that great revelation to Dhritarashtra. Neither Sanjaya nor Dhritarashtra was present. But Sanjaya, by the grace of Vyasa, could see whatever happened. Thus, he now compares the situation as far as it can be understood to an imaginable phenomena, that is, thousands of suns. So he is giving an analogy how it was when the universal form came. So, like if thousands of suns were to rise at once, it might, he is saying, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. Okay. So even Sanjaya was very blessed, right? Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya were not present, but by the grace of Vyasadeva, Sanjaya could see all this. And he is describing them to Dhritarashtra. Tatrekastam jagat krishnam pravibhaktam anekadha apashyad deva devasya sharire pandavastadha. What I wanted to see is that once, I don't know if I shared this past time, Nanda Maharaj, he was hearing, pastimes of the glory of Ganga, how, once Garuda, he caught hold of a snake and he was about to eat it. And before that, he was just flying. He wanted to go and sit in a perch. And so he was flying over the Ganga. And what happened was the tail of the snake touched the Ganga. And immediately what happened? The snakes turned into a four-armed form. And they were ready to go to Vaikunta. And then Garuda had to personally take him on his back and go and deposit him in the spiritual world. So Nanda Maharaj was hearing all these pastimes, and then he thought, wow, Ganga Maya, I also want to go and have darshan of her, because in Vrindavan only Yamuna ji is there. I want Ganga Devi's, touch. So I also want to be liberated. So he'll be packing up and getting very busy to leave. And Krishna said, Baba, where are you going? What are you doing? So he said, no, I want to go have darshan of Ganga. That is why. Krishna said, but you have one, no, here only in Vrindavan. That is Yamuna, that is not Ganga. His father will correct him. Then, Krishna said, what if I get all those rivers here only? There are all the rivers are there in Vrindavan only. And so if you want, I can get all the rivers, all the holy rivers to come here. So at that time, I mean, it is Krishna's eagerness. He doesn't, his Baba can go walking now to Ganga and come. But Krishna thought, why? Unnecessary things you should not do. So you be here, I will get all the holy rivers. He got them. And so, and another thing we see is that Nanda Baba didn't take Krishna seriously. Something my child is saying, okay, go, Krishna, now you go and bathe and have your lunch, okay? Go home. So he sent him packing because he thought this Krishna is just talking something like a child. But then what Krishna did, from his mind, he created, his mind is spiritual mind. So from his mind, he created a drop, and that expanded and became the Mansi Ganga lake. That's why it's called Manasi Ganga, because Krishna brought it through his mind. He can bring from any part of his body, doesn't matter. So each part can do the role of all the other senses also. So that's what so for Arjuna also, in one place, he's sitting in the chariot happily, and Krishna is showing everything to him like a full-fledged 3D screen. He just has to sit in his seat and watch entertainment. No, he didn't have to even get up and go somewhere. No, this is Krishna's mercy. Tatrekastam jagat kritsnam pravibhaktam anekadha apashyad deva devasya sharire pandavastada. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. Everything in one place, all in the body of the Lord. But although the universal form of the Lord, the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. The word tatra there is very significant. It indicates that both Arjuna and Krishna were sitting on the chariot and Arjuna saw the universal form. Others on the battlefield could not see this form because Krishna gave the vision only to Arjuna. Arjuna could see in the body of Krishna many thousands of planets. As we learn from Vedic scriptures, there are many universes and many planets. Some of them are made of earth, some of them made of gold, some are made of jewels, some are very great, some are not so great, etc. Sitting on his chariot, Arjuna could see all these, but no one could understand what was going on between Arjuna and Krishna. Okay, I'll stop now. Any questions? We'll discuss that. Thanks. Hare Krishna. Yes, is there any question? There are some. What is that on chat? How to reply to people who call other people God, like because that person has done something good for him? How to reply to people who call other people God, like other people God, like because that person has done something good for him? Oh, God, like at that moment, okay, God, like, okay, they can say that, but then they can't claim that that person is God, right? Then only you should refute. If they just said that, oh, for me, this person is God, my God, because he came and just saved me at the nick of time. So you shouldn't destroy people's faith. Faith is a very, very valuable thing. If somebody's got faith in something, okay, let it be. Slowly you can guide them, out of it by telling them to read books, eat prasadam, come in for our programs, like that. And then gradually their mind will, will accept the fact.
Yes, Mataji.
Mm.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Actually, my friend has a problem. She's also a Krishna devotee. But her family friend is a pastor. He's a father in a church and he comes to meet them. So every time he comes to meet them, she feels very disturbed and she's not able to concentrate in prayers and all. I told her that he's just coming as a friend. It's fine. You can adjust. But still, she keeps she's not able to concentrate in anything. Her mind keeps deviating. So I tried helping her, but I'm not able to do so. Do you have any advice, Mataji?
No, can you please? No, you said that she is. I'm sorry. Can you please repeat?
Yeah, sure, Mataji. My friend's family friend, he's a pastor. He's a father in a church.
Okay.
And my friend, she's a Krishna devotee.
Okay.
She was,
Friend is a pastor.
yeah, the family friend is a pastor. My friend,
Okay.
she's a Krishna devotee. Her family's friend is a pastor.
Okay.
So what happens is every time he comes to visit her, the family, her mind gets deviated and she's not able to concentrate in her prayers and she doesn't feel good actually when he comes to their house. So I tried telling her it's okay, it's fine, he's just a family friend, he's just coming as a friend to visit, it's fine, just adjust. But she's not able to. So do you have any advice for that, Mataji?
He must be coming to convert them. Sure, isn't it?
Yeah,
If he's
that's
a
what she's
pastor.
scared of. She's scared he's going to give her a Bible and all that because every time he teaches her stuff about Jesus and all. So that's why she's scared.
See, very dangerous. This person is. Otherwise, why should he keep coming to their house? Family friend means, okay, they might know him, but it's very shady. He's just pretending to make a social visit, but he's got something in mind. They will not simply do social visits and all that. That too to another religious this thing, a pastor. He won't do that. So he's definitely got something in mind. So who's that? Um, who's that who's asking the question?
Subiksha.
Subiksha. So you tell her that you be I mean, I don't know if maybe he thinks that they don't have, by his her people have people are all not religious, is it?
No, they're religious only. Actually, he is her grandfather's student. Her grandfather was in typewriting, and so he's her grandfather's student. That's why he comes and visits them. But she
How
gets scared.
frequently does he come?
I think once in 7 or 8 months.
Oh, okay. Then maybe he is just coming as a, maybe not to preach to them. Because if somebody comes regularly once a week or once in 2 days, then you can think, oh, he's trying to, preach. Once in 8 months and all, maybe it just he feels obliged to a grandfather and all that. But still, she need not, I mean, if she's afraid of her faith, then she can just be aloof. Anyway, he has come already enough. For next 8 months, he won't come. So she can become, is she Krishna conscious, your friend?
Yeah, she is.
Then tell her to chant and all that. Krishna will protect. If she's in the association of devotees, she'll not get disturbed by anyone like that. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, acha, she's saying that they're in touch with this family only through phone. Is it?
The only problem is she's scared that he might influence her.
Mm-hmm. She's not convinced of Krishna consciousness or what?
She is convinced. She's a very fond devotee of Krishna.
Then why is she thinking, why is she scared? If he comes home or he's just visiting, I mean, he's talking on the phone, like someone else mentioned.
He comes home once in a while and he's in constant touch with phone.
Oh, then you don't know. This is not just showing gratitude to the grandfather. Definitely is targeted them. And does he tell something from the Bible about Jesus and all
Yeah.
that?
He does.
Oh, then definitely is trying to influence her. Then let her just give some excuse and not talk to him. Definitely, because she is new, no, to Krishna consciousness, and
Yeah.
they'll say all kinds of things. See, if you don't know the truth, and they go and tell, influence people like this. See, what God is your Krishna? He tells lies, and then he dances with other girls, and other people's wives in the middle of the night. Then he so all kinds. I mean, how can you call such a person God? And then somebody who doesn't know everything about Krishna consciousness, they will think, oh yeah, how can a God steal? How can he dance like that? And then they may say, yeah, in Christianity it doesn't say like that. It says God is very kind and very sober and very this thing. Maybe Krishna is not. So this is how they influence by saying all this. They'll go to a place and they will say, they'll say, okay, bring your God. So then they'll bring the deity and they'll say, put the deity on the water. Let us see if he walks across. You say he's God, na? So put the deity in the water. And as soon as they put the deity in the water, they will start drowning. Then they will take the cross. Cross is just very light, they will put him in the water and it will start floating. See? Like this, really, like telling children, they'll show all these sort of things, they'll talk, and in the beginning we'll get fooled. Oh yeah, these people, yeah, so nice, and they're doing so many missionaries of charity, and oh, they build hospitals and schools, and very nice they are. Whereas we don't have so many things in Hindus like this. She'll get converted. So tell her, keep free from him. He's a family friend. Let him talk to the rest of the family. She can just wriggle out of it, saying, "Oh, I have homework or something," and let her go. I don't know if she's a student or who she is,
She's my class
but I'm
teacher.
saying she can.
I'll tell her this.
Huh? Ah, definitely she is targeted their family. If he's calling every now and then once in a week coming, definitely. So let her be, don't get fooled by talking to him.
Okay, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
I'll tell
Mataji.
her.
Sorry to interrupt. Mataji, I just feel like that we just need to have our faith strong in Krishna. Because if I keep myself on the place of her, I feel like if my faith is very much strong, and then I feel like nobody can, take me out of it, whatever they say, whatever it is. But if our faith is very much strong, then and this can be done, Mataji, through hearing. So if she hears more about Krishna, her faith will get very much strong on Krishna. Then nobody can, target her. It's
That
just a
is true. That is true. But right now she is very new, no, neophyte. That's
yeah.
why I said.
That's why Mataji, if I just I sorry to interrupt and suggest if she hear more about it, because hearing is the first
Mm.
bhakti, is the first no, from 9 bhakti,
Yeah,
9
that's what she
so hearing,
needs to have more knowledge about
yeah, so
this thing.
hearing
Does
will
she
make her
hear
very
anything?
strong.
Does she hear any classes or read any Prabhupada's books and all that?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, she does.
I mean, on her YouTube's also, if she have time, because I feel like hearing has made me very much strong and faith in Krishna. So it may help her or Mataji. Just a small advice, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, definitely. She must keep increasing. But in the beginning, your faith is weak. It takes some time. And in between, in that, when the faith is still very soft, not very pakka, that is when I said you can avoid. That's okay. You can make your faith stronger. And if you get anything, suppose he accosts her and he has a debate with her, then if she has enough knowledge, she can refute. If he comes and tells her, what kind of God is your Krishna? He is just robbing and telling lies and cheating, all these things. Then she can, if she knows the knowledge, she can, in fact, she may be able to convert him also. But that's what she should do simultaneously. Let her become strong. Then you can refute. In fact, if they will not try to go and preach to a proper person who's got enough knowledge, because they'll be defeated. She's scared that he will give her Bible. So if he gives, let her take the Bible and give it to someone else. Or just keep it in the house. That's all. She doesn't have to. She can read it later when her faith is strong in Krishna consciousness. Like, see, for example, we read Bible, we read Islam, Quran, and all that, just to know how to deal with, what is their religion. Some gist we need to know, so that if they attack or if they are saying something, then we can easily refute them for that reason. So that's why we need to be a little insular in the beginning, so that we become strong, and then we can really face anything, or nobody can change a devotee once he comes to the madhyam adhikari level. Prakrit is in the first level, no. Then it's very difficult. Your faith is not so strong, and easily somebody can sway your pride. So you have to be very careful. So let her keep on advancing in Krishna consciousness. And also, unless it's really necessary, she doesn't have to talk.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Preeti, Preeti, for saying that. Definitely, she must increase her faith. Yes, eating. Really. Thank you. And okay. Is there anything else? Okay, we'll stop now. Thank you all very much. Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Granth Raj ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Oh, Purvi, she's very kind. So let's pray for that Mata, the friend of Subhangi Mataji, Subiksha Mataji. So let us pray for her so that she's able to, protect herself. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare. Okay. Hare Bol.